today is June the 18th, right? 2020, and this is ELT115 section 1 session. And I'm showing you to the few participants in the room a slide, which is a quiz. It reads, based on the message that is provided, what consonant sounds are being shown? Do you know the answer, or do you remember the answer for this? Basically, what I want you to do is, I want you to pay attention to these images 1, 2, and 3, and I want you to pay attention specifically to this area in number 1, right? And this area in number 2. Maybe you could also pay attention to this area, and you could compare it with the other 2 images. If you compare this area with this one, and also with this area representing the vowel folds or vocal cords, right? So which type of sound is produced here? What do you think? Is it voiceless or voiced? What's your perception? Voiced, okay, voiced, good. Is it, in terms of place of articulation, is it fricative, plosive, or stop, affricate, liquid?
I think it's nasal, but I don't know if it's plausible. I'm not sure.
Do you think it's an oral sound or a nasal sound?
Nasal because the mouth is closed.
Okay, all right. Now, if you compare this area of the image with this one, do you notice any difference? If you see the velum here, the velum is closing the passage here. So the actually the airstream cannot escape through the nasal cavity, whereas in picture number 2 or image number 2, you can see that the velum is down, so there is some room for the airstream to escape through the through the nasal cavity. So let me give away the answer. So it is voiced, as you said, right? Because there is vibration represented here, right? Bilabial, it's a bilabial sound because, you know, we see that in this picture that the 2 lips are put together, and it is a stop sound, or we could say stop or plosive. I mean, it is definitely a stop sound because the airflow is stopped by the 2 lips put together, right? As when we say p, right? Except that p is voiceless, so it should be b, right? Think about b, b, b. It is voiced, as in boat, boy, ban, right? You have to put your lips together to say b, and you're stopping the airflow, right? So it's bilabial stop, b. Pay attention to the second one. What kind of sound do you think it is produced here? Hello?
Voice. It's a voice
Voiced?
sound.
Okay, voiced.
Voice nasal because we say the vela is lower.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know the no.
All right, so it's voiced, it's nasal, and we see the tip of the tongue being pressed against the, how do you call this? All right, so it is a voiced sound, right? It is alveolar because the tip of the tongue is pressed against the alveolar ridge, right? And as you said, it is nasal because the velum is down, is lowered, so the air stream can go through the nasal cavity and the oral cavity as well. Okay, as well. Um, so when you see this image, which sound comes to your mind? A voiced, alveolar, nasal? Probably could be.
I
Uh-huh. All right. All right. Good. 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 Excellent. Good choice. And let's take a look at the last one. All right. So what kind of sound is this one?
Voiceless.
Voiceless. Uh-huh. All right.
Oral.
Okay. Oral.
Palate.
Lotto, maybe?
Which one?
Lotto?
Glottal. Okay. Uh,
Palate.
so,
Where is the
yeah.
palate?
Say what?
What is the palate? I want to know. The hard
The,
palate
the,
or
the, the hard
oh,
palate is right behind the alveolar ridge. So if you think about
soft
this,
palate?
these are the teeth. This would
Okay.
be the alveolar ridge, right?
Mm-hmm.
This would be the hard palate, hard
Mm-hmm.
palate. This would be the soft palate, soft palate, and this would be like the velum.
Okay.
So the back part of the tongue is raised against the velum or soft palate right here. So that's why this sound is a velar sound, right? Velar. And if you see, when you raise the tongue and press it against the velum or soft palate, you are stopping the air, right? So which sound do you think it is? This one, voiceless, velar, stop.
Um,
The sound of sing could be.
It could be sing, right? Sing, the final sound, right?
Right, yes.
Sing. It could be, but sing is voiced actually because there is vibration here when you produce it. I can feel it right here in my throat. So it's not exactly that one. Any other?
Uh, K.
Not the letter. Think about the sound.
Okay. So
Exactly. It's the sound is k. That's right. K, exactly. Because it could be g, g as in go, green, but g is voiced, right? So k is the voiced, voiceless one. Exactly. What do you think about this quiz? Was it too difficult?
In the first image, I thought that the mouth was closed. It's difficult for me think in two lips together because for me it's closed and not producing a sound. It's like it's a confusing image for me.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
right, right. In this case, this line in a zigzag, right? It's I think it's very clear, right? If we compare it with the last one,
Yes,
right here.
yes.
Okay, and this is very clear if you compare number 1 and number 2, oral, nasal. I think that's more or less clear, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, if in the first image, right, instead of having the two lips together, we have the upper teeth and the bottom lips. The upper teeth and the bottom lips, right? Which sound do you think is produced?
B.
Exactly, the sound the, because it is voiced, right? And you're using the upper teeth and the bottom lip, right? That would be the trick here. Okay. Now my question is if you're ready with the task, so we can have your mini lessons now, or if you need a little bit more time to prepare it, which also could be the other option. I don't remember if I showed you this. Did I show you this before? The power of cartoons.
No, that's no, not
Did, did I show you this?
The video?
no,
No.
Not the video?
you know, and the link neither.
Okay, so you have not watched this. Do you mind if I share with you?
Sorry, it's
Okay.
no problem.
All right, here we go. I'm going to play the video for you. Sorry, I think I made a mistake. I apologize.
So yeah, I'm a newspaper cartoonist, political cartoonist. I don't know if you've heard about it, newspapers. You know, it's a sort of paper-based reader. It's lighter than an iPad. It's a bit cheaper. You know what they say? They say the print media is dying. Who says that? Well, the media. But this is no news, right? You've read about it already. Ladies and gentlemen, the world has gotten smaller. I know it's
All right, so those are 30 seconds of someone speaking, right? And this is the script, right, of this gentleman's speech in his TED talk. So He says, so yeah, I'm a newspaper cartoonist, political cartoonist. And the consonant sounds that I wanted to focus on are the ones that are in red. So, for instance, we have s, which is voiceless, as you know, alveolar and fricative, right? Then we have this next one, which is ye, as in yeah, which is voiced. It is a velar sound, and it's a glide or semi-vowel, right? Then we have in I'm, which is voiced, bilabial and nasal. The following is also a nasal sound. It's also voiced, but this one is alveolar, right? So that would be a difference with is alveolar, not bilabial. And the next one is p, which is voiceless, plosive, right? And it is bilabial. It's a liquid sound, which is, a very special kind of sound in which there's not enough friction as when we're producing a fricative. And all is voiced and alveolar, right? I'm not going to analyze this one because I already analyzed it before. The following is k, which is voiceless, right? Is velar, and it is a plosive sound. What do you think is this one? T. Is it voiceless or voiced?
Voiceless?
Voiceless.
Voiceless, exactly. Do you think it is fricative, plosive, or liquid?
Plosive?
Plosive, exactly. And finally, what's its place of articulation?
Alveolar.
Alveolar, perfect. Perfect, you got them, all of them correct. The following is ooh. What do you think? Ooh. What's its place of articulation?
Alveolar.
Alveolar, perfect. And is it a voiced or a voiceless consonant sound?
Voice.
Voiced, perfect. Excellent. And in terms of its manner, how is the airstream affected? What's the category or label? Is it fricative? Is it plosive or liquid?
Lateral.
Liquid.
Liquid.
A lateral liquid, exactly. Exactly. The next one, D, I would say is voiceless. True or false?
False.
False, exactly. It is voiced. I would say it is a stop sound. True or false?
True.
True. Perfect. It is a stop or plosive, right? And I would say it is velar. True or false?
False is alveolar.
False, it is alveolar. You got me, all right? You got me in all of them. The next one is v, you've. If I say v, you can very easily tell that it is
Interdental.
to be interdental. I need to put
Labiodental. Or no?
exactly labiodental.
Labiodental.
Exactly labiodental, right?
Put the weight with the upper two.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Is it voiced or voiceless?
Voice.
Voiced. Perfect. And what are we missing? The manner, right?
Fricative.
Fricative.
Fricative, exactly. Because there's friction caused by the upper teeth and the bottom lips. There's a very narrow space, right? Now, if you look at the following sounds, in this case, graphemes, that are in red, right? Which one do you think it's interdental?
What was the question?
If you look at the next ones, for example, the word hurt, the word based, then,
Cheaper.
cheaper, what
Cheaper
is dying?
for me is the
Down.
better.
So cheaper or than?
Then.
Oh, yeah.
Then would be interdental, exactly. Then would be interdental. And from the ones that you are, we're still missing, which one do you think is velar?
And dying. Mm.
Dying, exactly. Would be velar. Perfect. Perfect. Now, from the ones that are still left, right? From hurt to dying, which one do you think are voiced?
Basic. The
Based,
base.
right?
Base.
Based.
Base.
Based, yes. Any other? So yes, this is voiced, but there are more voiced sounds here. Is this voiced?
Yes.
Or yes, it is, right? So we have another voiced sound. Is this voiced?
That is voiceless for me.
It is
Yeah.
voiceless. Exactly,
It's
voiceless.
not the
What about,
vibration on the vocal cords.
say what?
Not vibration in the vocal cords.
No vibration, right, exactly. What about this one? In what? Is it voiced?
Voices?
Voiceless.
What? It's not vibration.
Well, in the production of glides or semi-vowels, I would say that in general, both are voiced, okay? When we say, for example, ye, as in yeah, yet, your, or when we say what, where, which, there is vibration of the vocal folds, so they are voiced, okay? What about this one? Is, is. Do not get confused with the spelling, okay? Because the spelling is I-S, right? The spelling. But the sounds, the phonemes, right, are is, is. So when we say is, we are actually referring to
Voice.
specific. Voiced, exactly. We're referring to this phoneme, right? Is. is, was, says, was, is. All of them have this voiced sound, right? And finally, the last one, in dying, is also voiced, right? So this is basically the phonemic analysis of a consonant sounds that I want you to perform, right? You are talking about, for example, in the sound in heard, right? Heard. We have a voiceless glottal fricative, right? Because the friction is produced at the glottis level in the space in between the vocal cords, right? So I'm explaining to you this, just like I want you to explain this to the rest of us. But also I asked you questions like, is this voiceless or voiced? Is this bilabial or interdental? Okay. I also said, okay, th, as in then, is plausive, true or false? Okay, I'm sort of trying to interact with you, trying to get the answers from you and not giving away the answer myself. Okay, or for example, I said, how many affricate sounds are in the following phonemes? How many affricate sounds? Okay, I'm giving you options and you have to choose from the options given which complies with the description that I'm saying. Affricate sounds, right? An affricate sound, it's only that one, right? That is affricate. Okay, so this an example of what I wanted you to do today. So my question now is to you. Is your are you ready? Are you ready with the exercise? Judith, I think I am recording now. Yeah, I think I am. I'm not. Yeah, I think I am. Sometimes the network seems to be a bit, the internet signal seems to be not working quite well, but I think am recording. Okay, now the ball is on your side now. Did you finish your task? Do you need more time to finish?
I finished it, but I don't feel very comfortable. Could say.
Yeah, comfortable. Yes, comfortable.
Yes.
But we can help you. I mean, you give your presentation and actually you can ask for everybody's participation. So we can say, for example, I don't know, Bastian, the initial sound in the word articulation, or the first consonant sound in the word report. Can you describe it, please? Okay, you can ask. You can tell us to participate. All right. So the weight is not just on your shoulders.
I hope
Okay.
that only example my name.
Because this is just an exercise, okay? This is not a
Teacher,
quiz. Yes, sir?
if
Yes,
you
what?
did doesn't one, I can like sacrifice myself because I make it, but I'm same as you did. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I totally understand.
But I can
But
present it if
okay, go on, Cristobal. Share your screen and
okay. Let me open the file first.
okay. And we're all going to participate, including myself.
I did it but I did not know why should I get 100% viewers.
Why I cannot, in the options of the compartir pantalla no me sale el PowerPoint. Me sale solamente compartir Teams.
Compartir.
Sí que me sale compartir escritorio, ventana y pizarra, pero no me sale el PowerPoint y lo tengo abierto. Entonces no sé cómo se hace.
¿Y qué tal si el PowerPoint lo comienzas le haces cierto, lo abres como para presentarlo y enseguida empiezas a compartir y buscas la presentación en pantalla completa, la ventana que tenga la presentación en pantalla completa, a lo mejor a veces es más fácil ubicarla. Okay, we're seeing your test. Excellent. Remember to share the sound as well. When you are sharing, there is a small box that you need to check. Hay una casilla que dice compartir sonido. Cuando uno va a compartir, una casilla pequeñita a mano izquierda. Entonces, a veces hay que compartir de nuevo. Y antes de compartir hay que hacerle un check a ese casillero. Compartir sonido o audio.
Estoy perdidísimo, profe.
Cuando tú vas a la flechita
Ah.
que quise compartir, a la izquierda dice incluir audio del sistema.
No me sale. ¿Para qué le voy a
Es
decir?
es
Y
súper
si lo
pequeño.
mandas y nosotros lo compartimos, alguien que le salga.
Hacer control, no dejar de presentar. No sé si
O
quieres
lo
lo
otro-
mando.
O lo otro es que, claro, que mande el YouTube link a través del chat.
Ya, hago eso.
That's the other option.
Voy. Ay,
Ok.
Dios mío.
Todo tiene solución.
Voy para allá, profe. Un momentito.
Ok.
Y ahí lo mandé a in the chat box. Profesor, es del minuto 5 a 5:36 segundos, algo así.
Even a mason jar filled with raw cotton that reminds me to thank and honor my ancestors daily. And although I have a few pieces of
Teacher.
monochrome, much of my wardrobe.
Yes?
You have to put the video from the minute 5:03.
Oh, okay, got it. Five, got it. I thought one. Okay, got it. 5:03. Okay. And were you listening to were you able to listen?
Yes.
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 Yes. So here we go. Okay.
Go ahead.
Closed captions? Yes.
I'm a relatively organized person. My life didn't look like a mess, but it felt like a mess. And whenever I couldn't find what I needed to wear among all those things that I didn't wear, I felt like a mess. I'd become upset, then depressed, and I'd leave the house to escape, and I'm pretty sure you can guess where I'd end up. Finding a sale and buying more things. It was a vicious cycle until one day I decided to learn more about minimalism. Now,
You
I'm going to
can
be
stop it.
honest. I'd always associated.
Do you want me to repeat it or?
I don't know if my classmates want to hear it again.
Okay, here you go, just in case.
And because I'm a relatively organized person, my life didn't look like a mess, but it felt like a mess. And whenever I couldn't find what I needed to wear among all those things that I didn't wear, I felt like a mess. I'd become upset, then depressed, and I'd leave the house to escape, and I'm pretty sure you can guess where I'd end up. Finding a sale and buying more things. It was a vicious cycle until one day I decided to learn more about minimalism. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'd
Okay.
always associated minimalism.
Okay, so back to you. There. Okay, teacher.
So now I'm gonna present the PowerPoint. It works. Wait. Do you see the presentation? Hello.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So
Yes,
this is the
we can see
script.
it.
This is the script of the TED Talk. So I put here the chart of the consonant sound just to guide in some way. So in the first sentence, or in this one, we have, and because I'm a relatively organized person, and the first consonant sound that I found was N, this one here, and this is an alveolar voice and nasal sound. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
And the second consonant sound is D, which is an alveolar and a stop. And maybe, Bastian, could you tell me if it's voice or voiceless? This one?
Voiceless. Dance. Yes, I think it's voice.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I put my hand on my neck and it doesn't sound.
Okay. I don't know if I'm wrong, but I have that is a voiced sound.
It is voiced as well. Yeah, I mean, it is voiced, I think. I don't know if Judith, you have the right answer.
Okay, so the next consonant sound is B, which is an stop, bilabial, and voiced sound. Can someone describe this sound? The next sound, this one.
I can.
Okay, go ahead.
Is voiceless, I think. Velar and plosive.
Okay, and can you make the sound? Okay, that's
good.
The next consonant sound that I have here is like Z, Z, and it's fricative, voiced, and alveolar sound. And the next sound, can someone describe it? Maybe Bruno. Can you please describe this sound?
Sure. Is voiced. It is nasal.
Okay.
And stop. Am I right?
And stop. Are you sure?
I'm not really sure. I don't know what maybe.
Because I have that it's nasal, voiced, and bilabial. So I think that is the correct description.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so the next sound is a relatively, and the first consonant sound here is a R, which is liquid, voice, and alveolar. The next consonant sound, do someone want to explain it and make the sound? This one here. Does anyone want?
Maybe Sebastian or Pia can cooperate, or Sebastian, I don't know.
Is alveolar, liquids, and voice.
Correct. That's correct.
Yes.
And the next consonant sound is Z, which is a stop, voiceless, and alveolar sound. Then we have V, which is a fricative, voice, and labiodental sound. Then we have the consonant sound G, which is a stop, voice, and velar sound. The next consonant sound maybe I cannot see who's in the meeting. Does anyone want to explain this sound?
Maybe Sebastian.
I want to explain.
P. Poo. Well, it's voiceless, bilabial, and plosive.
That's correct. The next sound we have here is in live, and this is of, which is fricative, voiceless, and labial dental sound. My life didn't look like a mess, but it felt like a mess. And whenever here we have another consonant sound. This is like woo, woo. And does anyone want to explain that consonant sound?
Me, I can say it's labiovelar. It's voiced. And what am I missing?
It's a glide. Glide.
It's what?
Glide.
It's a gliding. Okay, thank you.
You say labiodental?
Labiovelar, because when you say woo, as in whenever or what or which, you put your lips rounded, so you use your lips, so it's labio, and velar because the back of the tongue goes up towards the velum when you say woo, woo, woo. So some people call it labiovelar.
Teacher? No, you're the teacher. I have that is bilabial. Is the same or not?
Yes, but labiovelar is more specific. When you say bilabial, yeah, we're using the two lips when we make this round shape, as in whenever, which, what, right? But when we say labiovelar, we're also addressing the tongue, which is going upwards or is raised towards the soft palate. So I guess one is more complete than the other description.
Okay, teach. And here I have another question. These two sounds, I confused them because yesterday when I was making this, I confused this with these two sounds and these two are here and here. I don't know. I don't see the difference. But when I was in the phonetics chart, I was that they are different in the way that you produce them, but I don't see the difference. Can you explain it, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in the first example, and some people, when they are carefully pronouncing the word, say and they finish with d, right? And d, if you remember, is an alveolar sound, and n is also an alveolar sound, right? So basically, and you keep the tongue, the tip of the tongue, pressing the alveolar ridge, right? And you just change the manner because the place of articulation is kind of the same. But when we pronounce among, the final sound is is just like the final sound in the word sing or song. We do not say among. So g is not the final sound of this word, but among. Okay, so that's something that we need to keep in mind. Let me find the transcription of this word to copy and paste it in the chat. It's right here. Okay, so and it's basically that that's why this this sound is different. And also there is some sort of influence of g, right, which is velar. And if you remember, is a velar sound. So this is sort of a case of an influence of one sound into the other one.
Thank you.
Sure.
For your explanation. So we continue with the last 5 consonant sounds. And then we have the, which is a fricative, voiced, and interdental sound. And here is the symbol here. Then we have like thins. This sound is fricative, voiceless, and interdental sounds. These two consonant sounds are quite similar, just the difference is one is voice and the other voiceless. And then we have the consonant sound house. This sound is fricative, voiceless, and glottal sound. And can someone explain me this sound, please? It's okay. This sound is like Z, and this sound is ay, ¿dónde está? ¿Dónde lo dejé? I made a mistake and no one told me with this explanation. I made a mistake and no one realized, maybe, or no one wanted to tell me, because when I explain this consonant sound, I explain actually this. This is fricative, voiceless, and palatal. But this one is fricative, voiceless, and glottal. Then we have this sound like and is glide, voiced, and palatal sound. And yes, that's all the sounds that I found here.
Congratulations, Gustavo. Very thorough analysis, very good performance, by the way. So I think you did quite a good job. I joined Bastian with clapping, right? Clapping for you. So good job, man.
Thank you.
In connection to Crystal's question, the word among, it's in the chat, right? And I typed the word think also, think. If you read the word think, if you take a look at the spelling, T-H-I-N-K, the sound k, think, k is velar, and this sound is influencing the previous one. That's why it's not but I don't know why there are I don't know, maybe they thought that if they didn't finish the task, maybe they were not going to participate. I don't know, but I guess that could be a reason, because it's not 8:30 in the morning. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for a break because it's 11:50. So is it okay if we take a 10-minute break, and then if you are ready with the task, you can give your presentation as you heard from Cristobal. He was interacting with us. Okay, so that's the idea. Okay, if you're not ready with the task, you can take up 10 or 15 minutes to finish your task, and then we join again. Okay, but so far let's take a 10-minute break, and I'll see you later after finishing the 10-minute break with one more of your tasks. Okay, is that okay?
Sure, teacher.
Okay.
Alrighty, so I'll see you in 10 minutes. Enjoy the break.
You too.